I mean, I was a software developer for 20 years. So basically, you sit there doing this all day. I mean, the sequence matters, which you press the buttons. But at the end of the day, there's nothing physical. You know, I went to school for civil engineering, but somehow I ended up doing software design. And then at the end of the day, you're sort of like, well, I hope I made a difference, but there's nothing tangible that you can see and hold. I met Arun. We were both software developers, basically. And the job, they had layoffs. And Arun's like, we got to start a business. Let's do something. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? I knew he had this great laser cutter. I'm like, let's just see what we can make, because we like making things. So we started thinking, like, what kind of things require that sort of precision? Maps, definitely. You know, you can't mess up a map, so you have to have the correct geography. Every coastline has to be exact. So we started just playing around. How the business started was a triumph. We started a Kickstarter. It was like, we said, okay, if we can make 10 grand, there's enough demand out there. And we made like 13 grand or something like that. And we're like, all right, people like these things based on just pictures alone. And when people see it in person, they sell much better. Like when someone came to Maker Faire, they looked at the world map. They're like, how much for that? We're like, we just brought it as a display item. We just wanted to show you like the coolest thing we can make, the big one. They're like, but how much? We're like, what do you want to sell it for? We didn't know. Like, we write on our website, we do custom apps of any place in the world. Every day we get an email, but can you do a custom map of Jacksonville? I'm like, yes, any place in the world. But Jacksonville? Yes, Jacksonville. So we have topographical maps, which is the, you know, basically what you see, the different layers. We also have single layer maps if people don't want a whole topography. They just want, let's say, just all the roads. Like we have a New York City map that has every road, every neighborhood, everything in it. We have a new campaign right now, another Kickstarter, which is how we got started, with floating maps. So we got, see on the walls over there, we have different maps that are just like no frame, no backing, just the area itself. So the process is basically we take sheets of wood, we cut them up into the right sizes, we sand, we stain the wood, and then that's the wood preparation. Then we go to the designer, we go to the map software. The mapping software, basically you pick a geography, whatever area you want. We import all the data if they want rivers, if they want roads. We import whatever towns they want. And then we get all the like DEM files, the topography. So you take the topography, we split it into 6 layers like a step function. And we split it, like we take the high point and the low point, split it into 6 like equal area layers so that you can get a good idea of where the hills are, where the valleys are. That you export as a vector file. You can send it to the laser cutter. The laser cutter, basically you put the sheets on and it cuts each layer separate out of the same size rectangle. And you align them all up, stick them together, glue, and basically you take off the parts that you don't need. Overall, from design to end, we can probably get through a map in a day. The ability to just like use your hands, use technology, make something that's really cool and unique is just like that desire is there. It depends on the person, but everyone's nostalgic about where they're from, you know, hometowns, you know, places you're on vacation. Like there's always every place has like meaning for everybody. And some people are just map people. They just love looking at maps.